Hi there. My name is Cindy Rowe, and I am so excited to be part of the Empowering Women Conference. So, a little bit about me. My number one job is, of course, being a mom. I have two amazing children. Haley is 21, Carson is 17, and I'm the bonus mom to 15-year-old Jordan and 13-year-old Nolan. My number two job is that I'm a CEO of a marketing company that helps small business owners with their social media marketing and branding. I'm also a professional speaker who speaks with companies and organizations about the power of kindness in business. And finally, I am a self proclaimed kindness ambassador. And I think if you will stick with me over the next few minutes, you will learn that there is power in kindness. So, if you'll just roll back in time with me, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. However, I probably didn't even know that word, but I knew I wanted to own my own business. And so often I would line up my bed of my stuffed animals and things in my room and market them for sale. And then I would move my desk over by the door and I would have a little store. My pretend customers would come in and I would greet them and I would package up their stuff and check them out and wish them a great day. But as most childhood dreams, we forget about them and we go to college, right? And after college, our dreams change. And for me, I wanted to climb the corporate ladder. I wanted to be a successful uh, executive. You know, the one with the big office, the fancy title, the big paycheck. And once I had that, I realized that wasn't really what I was meant to be. I hated that I did not have an impact on people's lives. And what most people don't realize, you know, looking on the outside, it looked like I had everything, right? I had this amazing career. I was a vice president of marketing for a financial institution. I had a marriage. I was married to my high school sweetheart. I had these two beautiful kids. And we lived in our dream home. We had built it from the ground up. But what people didn't see was the inside. And that was me. I was miserable. I hated my job. My marriage was on the rocks. And I was raising teens. So, any moms out there that are raising teens, you know where I'm at. But I was in this rut. And I knew it wasn't the end of the world. But this rut lasted a long time, and everything just felt so heavy. Well, about the same time, I had joined a direct sales company, and they encouraged us to read 10 pages of a good book a day. Well, I'm a rule follower, and even though I did not like reading, I did it. I dove in and I read those personal development books, those professional development books, and they were great. I started gaining a little bit more confidence and started dreaming again. But I still couldn't connect the dots to what I was reading to my life. One day I reached out to a friend and I was venting to him, and I'm like, man, my life just sucks. And he was like, Cindy, you need to do a random act of kindness. And I laughed at him. Pretty sure I rolled my eyes too. And I was like, why would I do a random act of kindness? Like, how is that going to help me? And he's like, it's simple. When you do something nice for somebody else, your problems look less. And I was like, okay. Well, I might as well try it. I was seriously at my wit's end. So I did it. I did one random act of kindness, and I did another. And it was about the third random act of kindness that I did that I could feel my mood shift. I started to feel a little happy. And I decided there was something to this. And he was right. My problems did feel a lot less, but they weren't gone. And that's when I realized that kindness has a ripple effect and it starts with you. Now, have you ever been a recipient of a random act of kindness? I have. And chances are you have too. And when you received this random act of kindness, did you feel compelled to maybe pay it forward, to do another random act of kindness? Well, research backs it up. There was a study done by Harvard and Yale, and they found that one kind act has the potential to reach 125 people in just one day. Now, this isn't taking into social media. So, this is just doing, receiving, and witnessing an act. To me, this is mind blowing. This is so exciting. Those small acts actually have a ripple effect. And sometimes we don't even know the true impact of the kind acts that we do. It's pretty incredible. So, I mentioned I was a self proclaimed kindness ambassador. So, how did that come about? Well, I call it the 31 days that changed my life. See, remember back in my story when I did the kind act and I could feel myself getting better, like lightening up that mood? Well, I was approaching my 40th birthday. And because I love challenges, I was like, you know what? For my 40th birthday, I am going to do a random act of kindness every day of my birthday month. Well, my birthday is on Halloween. And so there's 31 days in October. So I planned it all out. Again, I'm a busy mom, working mom, high executive. I have a lot on my plate, but I was determined to do this. And now I did big acts and I did small acts, just like here. So one of the fun acts I did as I painted rocks. If you've ever painted rocks, they're harder than they look. But when I take my dog for a walk, I would leave him in the park. I filled up all these carts with quarters. I left quarters at an air machine, for your tires, because one day I had a low tire and I couldn't find a free tire place, air tire place anywhere. And so I found this gas station and somebody helped me, pay for it so I can put air in my tire. And I thought, man, I'm going to make sure somebody else doesn't get in that predicament. I leave treats for my garbage and recycling man. And the one up at the top is a favorite of mine. I buy a dozen roses and I slip a tag on the rose stem and I go to a random parking lot and I stick them in the windshields. For me, it's kind of fun. It's exhilarating because how cool would it be to come back to your car and find a rose with a nice comment on it? Just to say, you're awesome. Like, have a great day. And then finally, I have one where I go to the Dollar Tree in our town and place a few dollars around the kids area, the toys and whatnot, with a tag. And I just think that would be a kind of fun, for somebody to come across. But these random acts of kindness that I did for my birthday month, at the beginning of October to the end of October on my 40th birthday, they're two different people. If you were to ask somebody who was Cindy on October 1st versus who was Cindy on October 31st, I feel like this is how they would describe me. The beginning of October, she was bitter, angry, negative, not very fun to be around. But by her 40th birthday, she was happy, positive, outgoing, a light. And that's who I wanted to be. Now, the cool thing is, 8 years later, I'm still doing my monthly uh, random acts of kindness for my birthday. And I've taken it a step further, and I've incorporated every Monday to be Make a Difference Monday. And if you follow me on social, you'll see my Make a Difference Monday tips. But it's for me a way to stay on top of it, because kindness has to be intentional if you want it to make a difference in your life and in others. At the end of this, I realized that kindness, being kind actually makes us happy. And what I didn't realize is that there's research to back it up. With a consistent focus on kindness, we actually begin to have genuine care and about other people. And science has proven that when we do these kind acts, that our serotonin levels and dopamine levels, those are the happy hormones that we like. It's really cool. Science has proven that when that happens, it actually decreases our pain, our stress, our anxiety, our depression, and blood pressure. So, science actually has proven that doing good things makes you feel better. That's why I think kindness should be part of not only your personal life, but your professional life. I know. Some people think that kindness is a weakness, but it's actually a strength. And I'm going to share that with you. This is my opinion, right? So think about, an unkind situation and try to be kind in that situation. It takes courage, it takes strength. So recall a situation you might have been in recently where maybe things didn't go your way, maybe somebody lied to you and you found out, or somebody dropped the ball on a project, right? It's easy and our natural human reaction, right? To react in a way with anger and disrespect, maybe raising our voice, making people feel inferior. But what if we approach these situations with kindness and empathy? Do you think they would turn out a little bit differently? Now, that takes time to step back and reflect before we respond. And in some situations, it's not necessarily easy to do that. But remembering that we have a choice of responding or reacting. And when we choose to respond and react with kindness and empathy, the result will be better. When we focus on the bigger picture, when we choose kindness, empathy, compassion, the result will be much better. And that is why I believe kindness is the ultimate strength in both business and life. Now let's go back to my story, right? So I was reading those books. I did the 31 days of birthday kindness. I started incorporating kindness every Monday as a way to be intentional about it, strengthening my kindness muscle. And as the year went on, about a year after that 40th birthday, I jointly filed papers for divorce with my, at the time, husband. Again, it was mutual. We were not happy. And then I had already quit my job at the financial institution and started my marketing company. So here I am, owning a new company, freshly divorced, single mom, raising two teens. But I was very, very determined to make this business work. And about a year after my divorce, my business was booming. I had several clients and I was on the right path. And late November of 2018, I was on my way from one client meeting to another client meeting when I got in a horrific car accident. A lady had stopped at the stop sign and then she proceeded to pull out. while I was coming, and I ended up T-boning her. The police say that I was going anywhere between 45 and 55 miles an hour when we had an impact. Now, I went to the ER and was released that same night, and they said, "You're going to be okay. You're lucky to be walking away from this, but you're going to have a headache and you're going to be sore for a little bit." So, a few days after my car accident, I did not feel well at all, and I called my doctor, and she came. She had me come in, did an exam, and found out that I had a concussion. She told me I had a severe concussion, stay off electronics, just rest and recoup, and touch base with me next week. Well, it was about a week later, and I was getting worse. And so I called her and I said, "Man, something is wrong. I'm in a lot of pain. I can't focus. I can't remember words. Everything's foggy. I'm exhausted no matter how much I sleep. I can't sleep." All of these things. And she said, she's like, "I think you need to go see a neurologist. There's something else happening." Well, now it's close to the holidays, and so I can't get in. And finally, I get in the middle of January. In 6 weeks after my car accident, I was diagnosed with post concussion syndrome, which I'd never heard of. And by the way, it's a concussion wrapped around a trauma. I also had post traumatic headaches, severe whiplash, and I was suffering from PTSD. The neurologist said he didn't know how long my recovery was going to be, that every brain is different, and the best thing to do is stay off of electronics and rest, along with going to therapy. Well, I had a predicament because I had a business and my business was on electronics, and I had commitments to my clients. We had contracts. So I could either close my marketing company and maybe get a part-time job where I didn't have to be on electronics, or I could have a conversation with my clients. Well, I wasn't ready to give up on my dream, so I had that conversation. And not one of my clients let me go. In fact, they all wanted me to recover, and they wished me nothing but the best. Now, these are small business owners. They can't afford to not have the work that they're paying for, but they kept me on. And they just said, "Do what you can when you can. We'll get through this." And that is when I realized that those 31 days of birthday kindness I did for my 40th birthday 2 years before helped me, because I had created my business with a core foundation of kindness. And now my clients were paying me back with kindness. It's cool. Today, I still have all those clients as my clients. And in fact, I have just celebrated earlier this year, this winter, I worked my first 8-hour shift straight. So it took a really long time to get where I'm at, almost 5 years from my accident. And I'm just now working 8 hours a day. So I ask you, is your organization a place of kindness and respect? And do you believe that kindness belongs in the workplace, creating a culture of kindness or implementing a kindness program? Well, 93% of employees would be more likely to stay with a kind employer. And when we're seeking out employees, trying to keep employees, this to me is key. Kindness and empathy are the two most impactful and in-demand management traits right now. It's time to see kindness as a competitive advantage. It's mine. There's no other marketing company in my area that can say they have built their business with kindness. And what I didn't realize back in those 31 days of birthday kindness is that I built my company that way, and I built my life in a different way. I am so much happier where I'm at now than I've ever been. And I have it to reflect back on those 31 days of kindness. Now, what's really cool is that when people feel valued and respected, they actually perform better and are more productive. And there's been 20 studies that have been done that have proven that being kind to others makes us happier. And Warwick University took it a step further, and they found that happier people are 12% more productive. So I think there is something to this kindness thing in the workplace. So we're at near the end. I have a few more things, but I am wondering if maybe you found any part of this presentation impactful, inspiring. I would love your feedback. If you could take out your phone and scan that QR code and enter the code Be Kind, you'll receive a free Random Acts of Kindness download. But I want your feedback. I want to know what you loved about this program so I can do more of it. And I want to know what you didn't like so I can do less of it. But I am on a mission to get this in front of as many people as I can. And the only way I can do that is by your feedback. So please do me a favor and take this quick survey. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a few more things. There's also ways that we can stay in touch on social. So I hope you can follow along with me so we can be on this journey of kindness together. So together, we can create waves of change through kindness. And I'm leaving you with a challenge. Do one kind thing for another person today. And if you choose to follow me on social media, please let me know what it was that you did. I love hearing kindness stories. It inspires me, and I love to inspire others with your story. Again, thank you so much for having me part of this conference. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you saw this presentation, say hello on social and let's connect. Thank you.